Welcome back to another semester, to another Culture Shock show. This is your favorite host who has been here for 3 times, not in a row, but during his whole major, Victor. So, welcome back.
Welcome back to yourself.
Welcome back to me. And here we have.
I'm back.
Exactly.
I'm the main star.
Exactly. This is when you play Beyonce's Crazy in Love and I Enter. That's the part. Okay, so here are my, they're not classmates, like major mates. Okay, we're gonna say major
My
mates. They were here last semester, so please.
You already know them.
Okay, it's me, Daniel, again. And, well, I'm happy to be here.
And I am Jaime, and I am very happy to be here again, one semester, and here in the radio.
And I'm gonna be with you this semester again. So my name is Monica, and I'm the teacher host, as always. So I'm very happy for you guys to be here. So it's really good that we have like these two generations together. So
Yeah,
we have the almost outgoing generation, like
Old
they are
school.
going, the
Exactly.
oldest.
They
school.
call me the ancestor.
Fashion.
Becoming ancestor, like almost dinosaurs.
Exactly. Call me Pops.
Generation and the new generation. So you are in second semester, right?
Yeah, we're
Second
pretty much
semester.
baby.
So let's see what happens during this show this semester. Let's see.
Yeah, I'd like to know, a little bit more about the history of my major. I think we are with the right person.
I'm the perfect dinosaur to let you know all the guys.
Victor has been in the major even before me. That's the thing. Because I entered to YED when, I don't know, probably like 2 years ago. And you were already here. That's what I
Yeah.
was asking you before the show. So you are officially the person who has been in YED, like
The most.
for the most among these 4 people who are already here. Huh? So let's see. So this semester, we have like this theme, this new topic for the radio. And the purpose is just to like show what YED is, because we were discussing last time in class and during the meetings that many people are not very sure about YED, okay?
Yeah,
And sometimes they don't even know that there is a major in languages here in UPAEF. No, probably you already saw that. It just happened,
Yeah,
right?
it's really painful. I mean, whenever I start any general class, for example, entrepreneurship, it's like, okay, what's your name? How old are you? Which career do you study? Major. And then I stand up and I say, I study languages. And I remember this teacher who told me, I've been here for 20 years at UPAEF, and I had no idea we had a major in languages. So I said, thanks.
So I'm here.
Yeah.
Or in some other classes with our classmates, for example, I remember Persona y Verdad. I had some classmates, and they would ask me, hey, what's your major? I was like, oh, I study, what's that? It's teaching languages and cultural diversity. And they were like, does that actually exist? Yeah. I was like, yes.
Yes, and I am also here.
And one more fact that actually shocks people when they know is that our generation is pretty much the bigger generation this major has had.
Yeah, how many people were
Yeah,
you?
how
You
many
were
are you?
like 15, right?
Yeah, 15, 16. I don't know.
Yeah, when your generation entered, how many people entered with you?
Well, I mean, with me, we were 4, and
You
2 of
see?
them have already quit, but that's because we entered. Yeah, so we're only 2. But that's because we entered in January, not in August.
Okay.
The one that started a semester before I did, I think they were like 10, I guess. Something like that.
10 people.
And how
Okay.
many of them are still in the major?
Okay. I think 4.
Oh,
Four out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
So-
quite sad.
Anyway, we were saying that the purpose is just to like show what YED is and to like get the community, UPAEP community, involved with our major and the things and the activities that we normally do during the semesters, no, and probably also what we study, because probably it has happened to you also, like all the time the same. I have suffered the same as you. Like when I mention I studied languages, people actually and immediately ask you how many languages do you speak and blah blah blah. No? And
Yeah,
you're
and
like,
they immediately
no.
assume that you can speak like French, Portuguese, Italian,
Yes.
Chinese, and Japanese and
yeah,
French and
yeah,
I don't know what
exactly.
else, no?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Not
like
like
Yeah, and you as a part of the profession, you always look at them like saying no.
yeah, you need to explain to people that
Exactly.
linguistics is not to be polyglot.
Uh-huh,
Yes.
exactly. Yeah, I don't know if it has happened to you, I may, but yeah.
yes. Last semester, a friend, she was in my class in English,
Hmm.
and she asked me, "Hey, what do you study?" So I answered, "I study language," and she asked me, "And what
Do you study?
what do you study? I mean, you have only language or what?" And I was, "No, I mean two language, English, French, and so on." But yeah, people think always other things.
So that is our purpose, like to get the community involved and to know exactly what IED is and what we
Yeah.
study and what we do, but also to show that our major is actually related and linked to all the other professions and activities that exist. No, because like in general, sometimes we think that studying languages or learning a language will only help you to speak that language, but what does that involve? No. So that is the purpose in general of the show. Daniel, sorry.
No, don't worry. As you were saying, I think something that's important about this semester, this radio program, is that we want to let y'all know how can your majors get hand in hand with ours, and how can we work together, and also to get to know everyone else out there.
Exactly. Okay, so let's start with some information about YET. Okay, so we were just already discussing that, but in general, we can say that YET it's a new program, yes, but how many generations have been in YET? Do you know?
I don't know. Let's
don't know.
ask the
Like an
dinosaur.
annual generation or semester by semester?
Semester by semester, like new generations, like how many generations have been in YET?
Okay, so
Like taking yours as one generation before you, how many generations were there?
before mine, skipping the fact that I started in January and taking it
Okay.
as a whole year, before my generation there were two others,
Okay.
and there's mine, and we are already in the last semester, so there are three other generations.
Three other generations. And afterwards, how many generations?
After
After Victor's generations?
You're in last.
I'm in last semester. I'm in eighth semester.
eighth semester.
Beto also.
That was in my
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Oh, so you invited are the ones that are survivors of your generation?
Survivors.
Yeah, like I mean from
Because
the
you
four
say-
Ah, yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
left.
yeah. Okay. Kind of, because the generation started with Beto in August, and they were 10, I guess. So
Oh, okay.
right now there are 4 from the ones that started in August, and in January we started 4, and there are only 2. So if we consider it as a whole, here, the generation that have maybe like 14 students, we are 6. The
Okay.
ones that are still ongoing, yeah.
And after you, we had, as you were saying, it's Alicia's generation, no?
We start with Nico's generation,
Uh-huh.
then we have Alicia.
Of references.
Exactly. Alicia's generation, if there is anyone listening who has been listening to the show for like 2 or 3 years, knows Alicia. After is my generation, then
Okay. So Alicia is before you then. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
yeah,
Yeah.
then they have just presented the Senegal. No, they haven't
know
just
that.
presented it. They have just received the grades. from
Yeah,
the,
we know that.
the results.
We know that.
Sad story.
After that,
Then it's mine. After that, it's Sophie's generation.
okay. So that's 5, no?
No, he was saying 2 before him.
Four,
and
four,
then,
four, four.
Yeah.
So 4 is Sophie's generation. Actually, the one that does the Vox Populi, Jose Manuel. He's from that generation.
Okay.
That one was, I think it's the smallest generation, and our director told me that that's because when they have just entered the major, we have the 2 major earthquakes in 2017, and that's why many students from that generation left to their hometowns because they were afraid of the
Yeah, and their
earthquakes.
parents, it was the first semester they were away from home, and then that happened. So, like, of course, their moms and parents were like, "What's going on with this?" No,
That's
like, just
sad.
come back. So it's Sophie's generation. It's fourth generation.
The 4th, yes.
And after After Sophie, we have
Maria.
the girls, no?
Yeah, we have
Maria
the girls.
and Fanny, and the ones who
Maria.
are in the mesa directiva now. After them, it's your generation
Yeah.
and the new generation that comes
In
after
August.
you. So,
So we haven't had that many.
not many generations,
Pretty
but
much
if you
7.
not, so it's a new,
Wow.
it's a new program actually. Exactly.
And well, I mean, how it was when you started? Like you were, yeah, you weren't many. Like how it was for you? How do you feel?
Considering the fact that we weren't those many students, or
Yeah, like if you are, if you yeah, if you do a comparison about your major and other majors, when you came into UPIB, how did you feel?
okay, that's a long story. For starters, I started med school for 1 semester, but then I quit, and then I found about the major, and then I entered here. So it was, I wouldn't say shocking, but it was, yeah, I don't know, interesting. Because going to med school, and when in only one generation you have enough people to fill the vinculation center, only with one generation, and then come here and find out that one normal classroom is the one that helps you to fit the entire major, not only one generation, but everyone. It's interesting, but still, I think that really helped us to be a community and get to know everyone and get to, yeah, to be in touch with everyone. So I think the fact that we are only a few helped us to be way closer than we could have ever been.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys felt, but in general, that is what we try to do. Like, we are not a big school, let's say, but we just try to be close. So what we try to do is just to make you feel welcome, so you don't feel like a stranger over here or someone who is just alone in the world, no? And what we try to do is just for you to really see who your friends are, who the other generations are, and what they do, etc., etc. I don't know how you felt. How did you feel, Daniel, when you got into YED?
Okay, it was shocking to me the first day when we were having this, you know,
The introduction.
this introduction, this event from the school. I remember it was Paulette. I think it was Paulette who was hanging the
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
the symbol, not the sign.
the sign that said IED. I was like, oh, that's my major. I went over there, and there was this little girl with Fanny,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, who else? And then people started to come. I realized I was the only guy in the group. I was like,
Yeah, you're right.
am I the only guy? I can't believe this. And I got to know Rene and Manuel and David and now Salomon. But they came later.
Later,
They didn't come the first day, and that was shocking to me because I thought,
What am I doing here?
seriously, am I the only guy in this major?
Okay,
Yeah,
and what
that's-
about you,
that's my
Aime?
first impression.
What did you feel? Because you both came together, right? It
Yes.
was,
I met him in the introduction
Curse.
course. Yes, and I was in the vinculation center, just waiting, and then the people with the sign started to appear, and then I was searching
for-
for looking for the career, and then I saw Paulette, Fanny, and who else? Who else?
Mariel, probably.
Mariel.
Ah, yeah, it was
Mariel,
Mariel,
Mariel
yeah.
was there too.
And then I saw Daniel, and he asked me, "Is that your career or something?" You asked me something, but I
I think I asked you for your major, like, just to see if I wasn't in the wrong place.
Or I wasn't the only one, right?
Or if I wasn't the only one.
That's how a good university love story starts, you know.
No.
Really?
Yeah. Really.
Did it start like that for you? It's like, Beto. It's like, Beto. Hey,
Probably
Beto, how
not
are
with
you?
a son, but
My love story.
don't tell us about your love story. No, 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 no. We have enough.
It didn't start like
we
that.
have
It didn't
enough
start
with
like
that.
that.
Exactly.
We'll have time for that later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Probably
we
another
gotta hear
show
that.
that is just like related to that stuff.
A celebration coffee after the show, you know?
Okay, but okay. So the good thing is that you all came here and you like found where you belong, like your major. And I guess that even though you were shocked, I want to believe that you felt welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember she and another girl who's named Azul
Mm-hmm.
and another girl that's from Germany. It's
Okay.
named Alicia. They were the very three first person.
That you met here.
Yeah, that I met here, and well, greetings to Alicia wherever you are. But yeah, that day was a little bit weird because I didn't study for 1 year, and coming back to school was, you know, it's another environment, but I kind of like it, and I really felt welcomed. And currently, right now, I still love my major.
Okay. Yeah, like in the next blog, we're going to talk about the subjects and your experiences in the major, no? Like more specifically, and what exactly the major is. But I think that in general, then we all agree on this idea that, yeah, we are in the correct place, no?
Yes, I like it.
Yeah, if you ask me, because I know you didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. I actually got
I'm
to
sorry.
when I like 2 years ago. What I was telling you, Victor. So before that, I used to be working with with Viridiana, and I was working with her with this full-time teacher like team. But I was working with like English as the like the root, no, the tronco común. So I was working with her. That's the reason that I was just asking in this moment, Victor, about this stuff, because I don't know. I don't really know a lot about the first generation. Like I only remember seeing them, but I was not in contact with them. I think that the first people that I actually met were Alicia and her generation. And I met them when they were in the last semesters of their major. So yeah, like if you ask me, I recognize all the people in the generations except for the first one. The only people that I know from the first one, it's Nico, for example.
Maria.
Maria, I remember, and
Daddy? Like Willie.
and Willie.
Yeah, Willie.
Willie was with me in a class.
Yeah, I think Willie was also a host. Like
Yeah,
back in
he
the
was.
day,
Yeah,
a
he was.
host.
He was here too in the radio. Yeah, but from that generation, that's the only people that I know. But for all the other ones, I think that I don't know all of you.
Sweet.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
And well, I think we already addressed the issue that linguistics is not to speak many languages. So, can you explain or at least give us a short definition of what a linguist is?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean for people.
Well, in general, I think that studying a major in languages might be not only linguistics, but it might be also like related to all the like systems related to language, no? So I would say that a linguist or a person who studies languages would work with the code of languages and why language is important also in the world and how languages are made or where they come from. And of course, like from that section, we also have like these derivations of teaching, no, and probably translation and all these other areas where we use language as the medium, let's say, as a medium of instruction in general, which obviously also make our community, no, like an identity and our societies, etc. So I would say that we should not only say that our major is related to linguistics, but that linguistics is one element or one part of what we do. Yes.
Okay, we'll talk more about our major and what we can do with it in the next part of the show. We're going to breathe short.
Thank you.
Hola, soy la basura que llevas contigo. sé que me vas a tirar en la calle para deshacerte de mí, pero quiero decirte que lograré llegar a una alcantarilla y de ahí a ríos, mares y a miles de animales. Y cuando los ecosistemas se hayan ido y no quede agua limpia ni para tomar, sabrás que he vuelto.
Si tienes que deshacerte de la basura, hazlo responsablemente y evita que termine en nuestros ríos, mares y futuro. Si la tiras en la calle, te llega.
Nos vemos antes de lo que crees.
Este es un mensaje de Dale la cara a la Toyac.
What have you heard about Mexico these days? We are the best hosts. Every year, over 23 million tourists visit Mexico. And even better, 80% of them always come back. We're green. First place in natural protected areas. Jacques Cousteau named the Sea of Cortez the aquarium of the world. Classy. 2 of the 30 best restaurants in the world are in Mexico City. And it's all happening in Mexico as we speak. Find out for yourself.
Me llamo Luis Enrique, pero todos me dicen Quique. Tengo 17 años y estoy estudiando en Prepa UPAEP. Nado desde los 3 años y es lo que más disfruto hacer. Ser parte del equipo representativo de UPAEP me ha forjado como líder, porque todos los días trabajamos en equipo y nos esforzamos para alcanzar nuestras metas. Este año obtuvimos el subcampeonato en CONADEIP, lo cual es un gran logro para el equipo Águila. Busco ser líder transformador de mi entorno, y Prepa UPAEP me ha ayudado a lograrlo a través de programas de liderazgo social y orientación vocacional. Ahora sé que quiero estudiar ingeniería mecatrónica y aplicar lo que aprenda para ayudar a los demás. Para mí, ser UPAEP significa volar alto y mirar lejos, sobresalir con base a la lucha diaria, la disciplina y la dedicación. Todo con la finalidad de lograr una sociedad más próspera y un verdadero crecimiento personal. Todo esto soy yo. Soy Quique y soy UPAEP.
We are already in the next part. So, Aimee, please tell us, why did you decide to study languages, to come here at Dubai and study what you study?
Well, sorry. In 2017, I decided to go to Germany and study abroad, and I really liked. So when I came back, I wanted to study how do you say, artes plásticas, plastic arts. But then, and I was already in a course to know more about art, yeah, that career. And then I decided, and I realized that it wasn't my
Passion.
Yes. Well, yes, it's my. I don't know if it's my passion or not, because I really like it, but yeah, maybe it's not my passion. But when I was in Germany, I really liked to learn German and talk with people, and people are from many places. Like, yeah, you can meet a lot of people from Spain, from Russia, from Poland, from, I don't know, Italy, and so on. And I really like that. I realized it was like maybe my passion.
Okay.
So then I decided to study languages, and because of the opportunities, I won some opportunities to study abroad. So that's why I decided.
Okay. What about you, Daniel? Why did you decide to study languages?
Okay, I'll try to give a long short story. Well, I think I've changed of opinion a lot of times in my life. At the beginning, I wanted to study chemistry. I went to high school, and I said it wasn't my thing. And throughout high school, I wanted to study psychology. So I actually had my place in one university. I had my place in Bob. I'm sorry for the guy who I took his place. But I decided not to study 1 year.
Okay.
So I devoted my life to missions with one organization that's named YWAM. And, well, over there, I met lots of people from many places of the world. I spent 5 months of my life during a school that's named DTS. And the first 3 months I lived in a base in Cancun.
Okay.
And I worked in ministries of the base. But I mean, even in the church I attended there, I knew people from South Africa, Nigeria, Canada, United States, Australia, and Korea, for example. And yeah, even inside the base, the staff were a lot of Mexicans and a lot of people from United States, and even families that were Mexican American. So I was shocked about multiculturality. I really loved that environment, and I love to engage with people who are different to me. And I also perfected my English. I mean, it's not perfect.
Improved.
Improved. Thank you. But yeah, we are always improving, and that's language and that's cultural diversity. And over there, I remember I teach to Mayan kids each weekend about the Bible, about values, about English. I taught them English. So I discovered I really love teaching language, and I love languages. I also learned Portuguese, and I love being with people of many places. I also had the opportunity to be in indigenous communities, working with them and learning from them. So when I came back after 1 year of doing missions, I just decided psychology wasn't what I wanted to study. And I looked at this major, the one that UPAEB has, and it had pretty much everything I was searching for.
Yeah, this is exactly what you're describing.
Yeah, it was everything. I was like, wow, this seems perfect to me.
Okay.
And I had no doubt. I just signed it.
Okay. Cool.
Money. So talking about the Dark Ages.
The dark old ages, like stone times. Why did you decide to study your major back
Exactly.
in those times when languages did not exist, right?
Yeah, I know you invented
English and Spanish, right?
writing.
I don't know, like when I was deciding what major to study, I also have to say that also I had decided a different thing. I've never told you about this in my life. Yeah, did I? No, I think that I've only told this like probably to my family and probably like very close friends or something. I wanted to study mathematics.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't expect that.
I wanted to study mathematics. I was really good in mathematics, and I actually won championships in mathematics and all that. So I was like, oh, I want to do that, because what I wanted to do was just to become an astronomer. That was my point. Yeah.
Ooh.
And I actually went to the BUAP. I went to the maths school, and I talked with the teachers and the professors and the people, blah, blah, blah. And then I was like super sure I wanted to do that. And when I was in the line there to register, when they asked you what's the major you wanted to study, for some weird reason that I still don't know, I changed and I put idiomas.
Wow.
It's not you, it's fate.
Yeah, I don't know. I
It
don't
was
know what
fate.
happened. I was just like, okay, I don't know. I don't see myself just there alone, probably just looking at the stars, which is something that I really like and love. But I don't see myself just being there quiet, probably around people who don't speak and just being by myself. It was like, no, I don't want to do that. So I signed in languages.
You're like, life is short, so let's do this.
So I took the decision right over there. But I think that behind that decision was also like the influence of my mom, of course. Like she did not study languages, but she worked teaching English, and she studied at the UNAM. She studied letras inglesas. So she was all the time talking to us in English, and she was all the time telling us that languages are really important, and that you can get to know different cultures, and that you should always be traveling, and you probably also want to make friends from other cultures and languages and backgrounds, etc., etc. So I think that's like the click that just clicked on me in that line. I was like, no, I don't want to be alone. I just want to be with people, and I want to meet them, and I want to help, etc., etc. So I think that was my main reason for the decision, but it was more like this feeling thing. I just felt scared, I think, about being alone.
You know,
but I don't regret it. I really like it. I really like it. Like once I actually knew, because to be honest with you, I never even saw the syllabus. I didn't see anything.
You just went for it.
And then when I saw it, I was just like, okay, this looks interesting. So I do like it. And yeah, I like it. And I actually like a lot teaching, and I like a lot like learning languages, but not, as we were saying before, not that I know many languages. I know the structure of the languages, and I like that. But what I like the most is multiculturality. That's I think that's what I really, really, really like.
Yeah. I remember I once asked to a couple I met that was studying languages, and I asked to them, like, why would you recommend me to study languages? And they just asked me, do you like to talk to people, or do you like to know people, to meet people? I was like, well, I'm not super social, but I do like to talk to people. And they told me, well, if you like that, languages is for you. Languages is for people who like to relate with people.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the main things, not that our major offers, because we have to be in contact with people, and I think that's one of the things that we all like or enjoy. Sometimes I think that many times we believe we are not that social, because sometimes if you ask myself, I actually describe myself as being antisocial, and everybody's like, no, you're not antisocial. And I'm like, yeah, I am antisocial. But no, exactly. So I think that we probably don't even see that in ourselves. But as I was just telling you in class, like all these groups of people, we just get together with people who are very alike. No?
Yeah.
So we like being with the same type of groups or same types of people. I think so. Victor, why did you decide to study languages after studying math school?
Before that, as a fun fact, because I'm the guy that has the funniest fun facts, is that actually the current Pope, had kind of like the same story when he decided to become a priest. He was in the bus, actually on his way to see his girlfriend, and he started at a chapel in Argentina, and he received the calling, and that's how he decided that he wanted to be a priest. So those type of signals or signs actually happen.
Are what you have to pay attention to. Yeah.
So
I do believe
you
that.
were in the bus, and from nothing, you heard a voice that told you, quit math, study languages.
No, it was not my story. It wasn't mine. Actually, I come from a Jesuit school. The best Jesuit school ever. And I'm not going to say the name.
No, don't say it.
But we actually turned 150 years in January.
Okay.
And we're going to have the party this Saturday.
Cool.
And I don't know, there I realized that I was good at different stuff. So I had to decide about what I wanted to do for a living. I was good at math, actually, but I realized that I didn't want to work with math for a living, for my entire life. And ever since I was a child, I realized that I like to help people. So that's why I got confused with the idea of going to med school.
Okay.
Before that, I came to the idea that I wanted to be a priest, a Jesuit priest.
Okay.
But I decided that I was not going to let the church impose what I wanted to do with my family, whether I could have children or not, or a girlfriend or not. So that's why I took out that idea. And then I came here to med school, and I did realize that I really love to help people, but not like with the fear of maybe killing someone by mistake. I don't want to have a life in my hands. But I really wanted to help people, so I said, okay, what about going as a priest again? And I said, no. But I wanted something that could be really similar. So I went to...
So we're similar to priest.
To helping the idea.
Okay.
So something similar, and I went to see all the majors here, all the bachelors, and then I saw this major that I had no idea existed before, Idiomas, Enseñanza y Diversidad Cultural. Since I was 12, I've been studying French. Since I was like 4 years old, I've been studying English. And I said, okay, I really like languages, and I really like to learn new languages. That was up until German appeared in my life.
Okay.
But we're not going to talk about German. And I saw the teaching part, which was like, teaching. I can give tutorship, but I don't really like the part. But the one that really caught me into the main idea of the major was the cultural diversity.
Okay.
Like, the thing is not like being completely a sociologist or an anthropologist. It's like a little bit of both, and you can get to know different cultures and people. That's when I said, okay, I want to do that. I want to be with indigenous communities, be there, learn from them, study them, and understand what they can give to the world and what the world can give to them.
Yeah, like how to help people to relate with another people.
Yeah. That's why I said, okay, it's languages. And actually, I remember when I was in high school that all my classmates would come to any day and they would say, okay, I went to this university, I saw their syllabus, and I really loved it, and I fell in love with it. And I didn't feel that until I saw languages here.
Okay. So, talking about that, can you tell our audience the subjects that you're taking
Okay.
so they know the major?
First semester we studied English, and you can choose, I mean, French or German. And
They had Portuguese, but nobody chose that, and that's quite sad. I still want Portuguese.
and what else? Multiculturalism.
It's like
Introduction to
introduction to
multiculturality.
multiculturality.
Okay. And introduction to linguistic.
Yeah.
Introduction to
Linguistics.
And what else?
General pedagogy
Uh-huh.
or
And-
pedagogy. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Pedagogy.
Okay. What else? What else?
And the-
In general.
Persona y verdad.
Okay.
Well, the ones that
of course,
everyone
the
said.
ones related
So we're
to
gonna
our
put them
majors.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
English, French, linguistics, multiculturality, and pedagogy. That were the five
Well, yeah.
distinctive.
Okay.
And this semester is Mexican es Diversidad Cultural de México, no?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's like cultural diversity of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have language acquisition, and we have Spanish morphosyntax, and we have English and French.
Okay.
Well, that's up to you, but
What else, Vic? What else are they missing?
Lots, I mean, lots,
I know.
lots.
I mean, we're in second semester.
I know. But just for the audience to know the subjects that we have in
It's
there.
just that the girls that are one generation above you, they are studying actually with you intercultural communication. I think that's the class that really made me fall in love with the major,
Okay.
because you get to understand how you can analyze cultures, Hofstede dimensions, the ones that go straight to the point, direct cultures, or the ones that go round and round and round until they come up with the idea. So if I fell in love with the major because of the cultural diversity studies, that class really made me fall in love with it
Okay.
the most. So
Cool.
yeah, you're missing lots of classes from culture.
And thus far, this is your favorite class?
Yeah,
That has been your
my
favorite
favorite
class.
class.
Okay. What about you, Daniel? What's your favorite class up to now?
That's a tough one. I really like all my classes, but I think my favorite one, talking about language, I think it has been French. I really love French.
Okay.
At the beginning, I hated French, but then now I really love French. But my favorite class it's
better than
Introduction to Linguistics.
Okay.
Yeah,
Introduction
It's
to
also-
linguistics.
yeah, I really
it's
love
also nice.
linguistics.
It's also-
Yeah, we can tell that. So you're in the right track. And what about you, Ahmed? What's your
Um,
favorite?
My favorite, well, last semester I liked French because I always wanted to study French since I was like 5 years old. And French and Introduction to Linguistic.
Okay,
and-
so you're in the same.
Yes, and this semester French and I don't know, maybe yeah.
We've been here only
Something.
2 weeks.
Yeah, like 2 weeks. Yeah.
The whole major is about introduction to linguistics. So I remember that in introduction to linguistics, you have, okay, so what's language? And then you keep talking about that. And then you go from the very basics, from phonetic and phonology, all the way to discourse, but in one class. So during the 4 years you're going to be here, you're going to go class by class, stepping from phonetics, phonology, then go to morphosyntax, then go to pragmatics, to discourse analysis. So Introduction to Linguistics. If you really like that class, you're gonna love the major because the entire major is about that.
Exactly. It is. It is like the base, no, like the core. Yeah, because as Victor is saying, like we go from the very like basic form of seeing the language as a system to seeing language as the medium to communicate and to learn with other, like from other people. And of course, like you are also going to learn pedagogy, but also pedagogy to teach, not to teach languages, which is something that you are definitely going to need. But you also have all these other classes of probably like, as you were saying, like some discourse analysis embedded in some classes. You also have like cultural identities. You also have like all these classes where you also learn how language is made, no? Not only by a system, but also like as a
Social construct.
as a social construct, but also even like physically, no? As you were saying, like phonetics and all that stuff.
Yeah, how language represents culture and it goes involved.
Yeah, language is culture and culture is language.
Exactly, and it makes your identity too.
So we're going to go to another break and we're going to come back for the last segment of this show.
Nice.
Soy Aleli Espinosa y estoy estudiando el 6º semestre del doctorado en educación en UPAEP. Me gusta mucho leer y cocinar. Disfruto pasar tiempo con mi hijo. Tiene 5 años y es el motor de mi vida. Soy psicóloga de profesión, pero mi vocación la encontré en las aulas. Estar frente a un grupo y saber que puedes ser la inspiración y el factor de cambio de tus estudiantes es una sensación inigualable. Mi verdadero compromiso es con ellos. Por eso me preparo cada día para ser mejor profesionista y con el doctorado en UPAEP lo estoy logrando. Quiero generar cambios reales para que la educación en México forme a los líderes que nuestro país necesita. Mi historia comienza aquí. Soy Aleli y soy UPAEP.
Soy Luis Fernando Rodríguez. Tengo 23 años y acabo de graduarme como ingeniero en electrónica y comunicaciones en UPAEP. Disfruto el tiempo en familia, me gusta aprender idiomas y practico karate. Desde pequeño me apasiona la astronomía. Soñaba con investigar el espacio y las estrellas. Los años y la experiencia me llevaron a elegir una carrera más práctica, pero nunca dejé de lado este sueño. Cuando la NASA, a través de la Agencia Espacial Mexicana, puso en manos de UPAEP la misión de construir el nanosatélite Aztec-SAT-1, supe que el sentido de mi carrera apuntaba al espacio. Como parte del proyecto, colaboro en los equipos de electrónica y software de vuelo. Ha sido una experiencia transformadora. Es el proyecto de mi vida y UPAEP lo ha hecho posible. Con la guía de nuestros profesores, hemos superado minuciosas revisiones por parte de la NASA. El lanzamiento programado para octubre será un gran logro para la comunidad universitaria y para México. Esta experiencia me ha enseñado a trabajar en equipo y a ser un líder que predica con el ejemplo. En UPAEP aprendí a darle sentido a mi carrera y esto ha sido decisivo para alcanzar mis sueños. Para mí, ser UPAEP es dejar el alma en cada proyecto. Todo esto soy yo. Soy Luis Fernando y soy UPAEP.
Well, we're in the last section of this program. And, well, it's been so fast. I mean, I didn't notice when we got here. So, we're going to talk a little bit about ourselves. I mean, we've been talking about that the entire show. But now, a little bit apart from the major. Like,
Yeah, first, I want to wrap up the last part. What would you like to do after getting your degree?
well,
First, I need to get it, and then I'm gonna worry about that.
I mean...
He's in second semester, second week of
I'm in second
semester.
semester, but I would like to study another, I mean, not another major, but
A master's?
a master, probably in theology, because I actually want to be a pastor,
Okay.
because I'm Protestant, I'm Reformed, so yeah. I would like to do that with my life, and I chose this major because actually it has all that I need for doing
To do
that.
that. Okay, so this is like the medium for you to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I see this major as a perfect tool for doing that work.
And after then finishing the major, what or how many years do you have to study to be a pastor?
Pastor, well, Christian ministry is quite different. It's not like if you've got to go specifically to a school to be a pastor, but it's highly recommended for you to get prepared because you don't want to teach something that's not in the Bible. You don't want to preach lies. So there are different seminaries that have different lengths. I'm interested in one that's in United States, but right now I'm not worrying about that a lot, like in what seminary I'm going to study. And in a church you should usually get to be taught to be able to teach.
Okay.
That's what church is about. It's discipleship.
Okay. What about you, Aime?
I don't know. I like the idea to study the master, but abroad. Yes, because I don't know. I think I have many opportunities, and I can have many or meet a lot of people, not just in Mexico, not just here in Mexico. I really like Mexico, but there are many countries all around
That
the
you
world.
can visit and learn and live in.
Yes.
You have all the opportunities of the world, like in this moment. That's really cool.
Yes, and I would like to teach Spanish in, I don't know.
Somewhere.
Yes, somewhere.
Okay. So maybe teaching Spanish like abroad, and then deciding if you want to study a master's or not.
Yes.
Okay. Vic, what do you want to do? I think I've never asked you that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, when I started, I wanted to do my master's. And, well, I still want to do a master's, but I don't know if I want to do it in cultural anthropology or in neuro or psycholinguistics.
Okay.
But then I realized, why the rush to study something? Maybe I can just create something for my own and then go and study with the money I may or may not have. So I came with the idea of opening my...
Well, that one I know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the main idea. That's why I'm developing it in
Well, tell them
entrepreneurship.
because
Yeah.
they don't know.
Okay.
Opening your what?
Opening, we're going to call it coffee shop.
It's a surprise.
No, we're going to call it coffee shop for, I don't know, to make this rated PG-13. So it's going to be a coffee shop. Coffee shop. That endorses indigenous cultures or, well, any co-culture that lies within Mexico. So, for example, if you get there and in the menu, you see Chichicat and then you read Heineken, Dos X Lager, Dos X Ambar and stuff, you immediately understand that Chichicat means beer. So it's going to be like an indirect way of teaching indigenous cultures.
Yeah, and language. Wow.
Indigenous languages, exactly.
It's quite a good idea.
So yeah, it's going to be a coffee shop.
Where do you want to put your coffee shop? Here in Puebla?
Yeah, the first one is going to be here in Puebla. Actually, I have already done different drills, and the results tell me that it can be either here in La Juarez or in the downtown. And due to touristic purposes, I think the downtown is the best idea.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's going to receive a lot of people, but during the weekends. Monday, Tuesday is not going to be as crowded as I would love to, because I mean, if I'm here and they tell me, okay, let's go grab a coffee, I'm not going to say, okay, we're going to go all the way to the downtown and then come back in only 1 hour, in 90 minutes. So yeah.
Well,
I'm
but
still
if you
thinking
consider
about that.
people who are studying, but in general, I think that there are many tourists who just come to know the place and the city,
Yeah,
etc.
like Puebla is crowded
There are
from people that's from
all-
other countries.
Exactly, and especially downtown, because like sometimes I receive here in my mail like many like announcements of these groups of people who like say like come to practice your Spanish. Have you seen them? like come to practice your Spanish here in downtown, like in Puebla's downtown, and then they tell you like we're gonna be here in the Amparo Museum, or we're gonna be here in blah or blah or blah, and then they get together, and the purpose is to practice their Spanish, and they are not even going to school or
French
doing
lady.
any other thing. So probably you can also
Like a
approach
French lady.
that kind of like market.
Yeah, I mean, the study said that since I'm aiming this for students, I should have it here, but I have to do more research, and actually I'm doing it with the Incubadora Empresarial de UPAEP to develop the idea of the coffee shop.
Okay.
Cool, and then you can promote it to students and community from here.
Actually, my goal is to have one of them per indigenous language in Mexico. That's like
Wow.
the dream.
And Spanish too.
Well, dream high.
Or
Sure.
you might you can put it too. Why not?
Well,
Okay,
if
so
it's
you can
Spanish,
see
it'll be in our
exactly.
country.
So just to sum up and just to finish with this general topic, like as you can see, like there are so many different things that you can do with this major. Like it's not only teaching, because many times people think that it's only teaching, or many times people think that it's only learning a language or using that language. Like you are already saying, like 3 completely different like life plans that use language or use the major as the medium or as the main tool for you to reach to the goal that you have.
Yeah, and they're not the only ones. I mean, you
Exactly.
can go edit books because we do have the knowledge about syntax, Spanish syntax,
Yeah.
to be a writer, to be a translator, to be an interpret.
Yeah, like you
There
can
are
get
many
creative
options.
with this major.
Exactly. Like also these advocates, like talking about indigenous cultures, like language advocates or indigenous cultural advocates.
Also,
know
with
what else.
I don't know, maybe a
Yeah.
master's in public administration, we can go with public policies regarding indigenous cultures.
Hmm.
So yeah, we can do
Yeah,
lots of
and we
things.
can also relate to almost every major that's here.
And that's what we're going to do for all the shows.
Exactly. In the
During
next
the semester.
shows, we're going to have students from other majors, and we're going to be asking them how they relate to our major and to languages too, right? Okay. So we have only 5 minutes, and we haven't actually touched the last questions that we wanted to touch. Okay, so let's do this really quick. Okay, so Vic, you're already saying something that is kind of a hobby, I think, like hobby or job thing, like future projection. That might be coffee. I guess that you chose coffee or coffee shop because that's also something that you enjoy, or no? Not really. No.
To do coffees for all the
No, to drink coffee and to chat with people
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that
I do love
environment, blah blah blah. I don't want you to do coffee, so of course not. Which would be a different hobby that you have or that you would like to share with our community.
I mean, the thing is that for the first semesters, it's really easy to have hobbies because the major is not that difficult. You don't have those many homeworks, and then you leave a little bit early. I don't know if you have. At what time do you leave college?
At 1, and it depends on what. Yeah, you can have a lot of hobbies and you can get out later, but because of the hobbies, not because of your classes.
Exactly. So you do have the entire evening to do whatever you want. From I think 6th semester all the way to the end, you get the classes in the evening, so you don't have your day doesn't adjust as you would love to. So after this I have classes. I leave this at 7, and then I have to go back to my house, then have dinner, maybe do homework. I wake up and then I come all the way here. So you don't have that much
So
time.
in short, not lots of hobbies
No.
anymore.
Yeah, have hobbies.
I mean, I used to back in the day, but right now, I mean, yeah, it's been like 2 years since I last read a book because of pleasure, not because I had to.
Okay,
Wow.
but what's something you like to do in general?
On Fridays,
Yeah, you cannot live like that.
wait.
Obviously-
I made something for you.
obviously going to the movies,
Okay.
dating,
I'm partying.
and partying. Yeah, that's like a normal. I'm a normal college dude.
Okay, cool. What about you, Daniel? Do you have any hobby?
Wait, I just had something for you.
Like a meme. Okay.
Sorry. I
Your
love it.
drama life.
Okay.
I don't know. Also, maybe like I love watching YouTube videos about
Okay.
20 things you didn't know 5 minutes ago.
About celebrities.
Nah.
Whatever.
What do I like to do? Well, I love to read, and I used to read a lot, and I'm taking that back to me. I like chess. I actually joined the chess club here at UPEP last semester. And I like swimming. Yeah, those will be my hobbies, and I like also teaching.
Anya, do you have something that you want to share?
Yes, I like painting.
No.
You said
because-
plastic arts.
Yes. I like jogging
Okay.
because my dad has, well, it's like in a group of persons who runs a marathon and so
Okay.
on. So yes, and I sometimes, just sometimes, I join them, and I like it. I really like it, and swimming, but not as much as jogging or painting. But
Okay.
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and this
like-
semester I'm learning to cook.
Nice. And I like swimming because, I don't know, that's something that I have done since I was 12 years old, but I haven't been able to do it ever since I had your class with the dissertation.
So now it's my fault.
Yeah, for sure.
His lack of time organization is my fault.
It's like I'm not going to swim at 3 a.m. after I sent you my advances.
Because he did send them at 3 a.m. or something.
And that was early. 3
I
a.m.
don't
was
even pay
early.
attention anymore. Do you think that languages or speaking a language or studying this major would help you also with those hobbies?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love
Yes.
socializing, so
Yes, like you can read in many other languages, and yeah, you can relate, teach to people in other languages, and you can see YouTube videos of other languages. I know it opens the doors for you for the world.
Exactly. So if you can see then, like our major is related to everything. That's really cool, huh?
yeah, I also love that part because I mean, with the languages you can get involved with anyone, and with culture, everything is culture. So a lot of people tend to believe that culture is, I don't know, like pyramids or food or music, and that's it. But culture, it goes all the way from, I don't know, at what time you go to bed, and how do you wake up, and what's the first thing you do, how do you greet people, with a kiss, with a handshake. So culture has to do with everything we do and who we are. So
Yeah, and the worldview you have.
yeah, so I think if we're creative, we can get involved with whatever we want, as long as we keep in line, we keep in our heads that culture is everything. We can adapt it to whatever we want.
Well,
Okay.
and this was all for today.
Exactly. So in the following shows, as we said, we're going to be talking with people with related to other majors, and probably we can even ask them those questions, no? Like, what is culture for you?
Yep.
And how do you believe that culture also like influences our decisions or your major? That's a very good point that we hadn't thought about before. Okay, so we'll see each other next Tuesday
Yes,
at
next week.
3 p.m. Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
Dum, 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 dum.
I think they are very distracted
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
because it's already 4:02.
No. She
And we are
hasn't revised.
waiting. And we are waiting. And we're still waiting.
Should we tap?
Should we just leave?
Or maybe we can take this time to ask people to follow our Instagram account,
Oh yeah, follow us on Instagram.
which is Culture
Culture
Shock.
shock, I think.
Culture Shock. And also
Yeah.
to follow our
Yeah.
webpage,
know.
Facebook page.
Facebook. Okay,
of
now you can finish.
Idiomas, Enseñanza y Diversidad Cultural. That's the official page in Facebook.
Don't we have like a YouTube channel or something?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I think it's in your radio then, but the podcasts are in YouTube.
Well, search us as Culture Shock, YouTube and Facebook.